If you had signed up for the Aptos testnet, you would have made between $1,500 and $7,000 on the Aptos airdrop yesterday. So I think this is highlighted for a lot of people in the community that we cannot be sleeping on these airdrops any longer, and that if you have a little bit of foresight and you put in a little bit of work, and as I said, for the Aptos one, it didn't even turn out to be that much work, then you could actually earn free money. And this is the closest thing you're going to get to free money in crypto, and that is these airdrops. So in today's show, I'm going to be talking about one of the major upcoming airdrops, which is LayerZero, and how to actually qualify for this airdrop. It's one of the most anticipated projects in crypto, and I have just outlined a massive thread which includes some of the key steps that you guys can follow to actually achieving this. And I don't want to give you the steps in today's video. I'll actually run you through step by step what you should be doing to make sure you get this airdrop and make sure you don't miss out. The thing with airdrops is the more people that get involved, obviously, the more diluted the token supply gets. But the reality is most people are lazy and they'll just read a thread about airdrops and they won't actually follow through with it. I'm going to give you the steps so you can actually follow through with it and put yourself in the best position to getting the LayerZero thread possible. So make sure you smash the like button if you're excited for this video. Okay, let's get straight into it. Now, I did something very interesting. I'm actually going to post my thread live. I don't usually do this, but I'm posting my thread live on the show, which I'm going to go through some of the major parts. What I need you all to do, I'm going to tweet it now. Tweet all. It's going to load the tweet, hopefully soon. What I need you all to do is that when this tweet is posted, go over to my Twitter. It's the first link in the description. Retweet and like the tweet so more people can see it. But I will be giving $100 to a lucky retweeter. So in around 10 hours, I'm going to choose. So even if you're watching this after the live video, in around 12 hours, 10 to 12 hours, I'm going to choose one retweeter and I'm going to send $100 to their wallet as a thank you for supporting the content. But yeah, like this tweet, retweet this tweet. It is now live on my Twitter. I'm just going to double check. It's live. Yep, it's live on my Twitter. There you go. It's live right now. I'm going to get it up. So anyone that isn't already, $100, you can win it. I'll be giving it to a lucky retweeter and a lucky liker. Make sure you like and retweet the thread. You got to scroll up to the very top. In fact, I'm just going to make it the pinned tweet to make it easy for everyone to access. There you go. There you go. It's the pinned tweet on my Twitter. So yeah, I'll give you guys like 30 seconds to do that. First link in the description to my Twitter. And yeah, that is live. Like the tweet, retweet the tweet, and I'll be going through the retweeters and I'll give $100. I might even give $200. I'll just pick a couple people and send some money to you guys for supporting the tweet, because yesterday's thread went absolutely crazy. 16.7K likes. I mean, that is just mental. I've never, ever seen that response on Twitter again. So I did want to do a follow-up, and this is a very in-depth follow-up for you guys today. This gives you basically all the scoop. I did a lot of research. I spent like 5 hours writing this, all the scoop on how to get this airdrop. And I'll be posting more threads and more alpha in the coming weeks on how to get airdrops. So that just went live. I put it as the pinned tweet. And yeah, retweet that, like that. And yeah, that's that. All right, let's get straight into the tweet then. If you missed the Aptos airdrop, I think the next one we should be going for is LayerZero. So LayerZero is an interoperability protocol. It's one of the most exciting upcoming protocols, in my opinion. It's very exciting. So the thing with the LayerZero airdrop is that they did a private round, but you couldn't actually invest as the public. So a lot of projects will do a public round, which means you can put a little bit of capital if you're in the Discord and invest. They actually haven't done this yet because the token is technically rumored. So they haven't announced the token, but if you actually go into their code and look at the LayerZero code on their index, on the information code platform, you can see that they have a functionality for a ZRO token. And if you also speak to a lot of insiders in the industry, they are anticipating a token as well. They have big backers. If we go and we look at their backer list, they are currently backed by PayPal, FTX, Coinbase, A16, so Andreessen Horowitz, Sequoia Capital. This was actually PayPal's first ever Web3 investment, which was into LayerZero. So for these guys to actually make their money, it would make sense for LayerZero to have a token. And in my opinion, it's basically inevitable that they have a token. Now, their mainnet has actually been fleshing out over the past few weeks. They have a big ecosystem, which is starting to build out of all these projects. Now, when you see an ecosystem like this build out, that shows that they are pretty much actively pioneering, actively developing, and it indicates to me that we are heading towards a launch. So all signs point to a ZRO token. Now, if there is a token, we've seen the approach of many other projects be very successful on the token front. And what this means is many other projects like Aptos have done a token airdrop, and it's been a huge success because it's gotten people onto the platform early and it's onboarded users. And I think if you can execute an airdrop strategy right, if you were a project, you would be stupid not to do this because the opportunity it gives you to get users is massive. Think about it. LayerZero wants to do an airdrop because that means people are opening LayerZero wallets, people are opening LayerZero accounts, people are using the DEXs, interacting with the ecosystem, staking tokens. It just makes sense for them to do an airdrop. So if they do, these are the steps you will need to take to get that airdrop. So just a quick recap on what it actually does, just so you know what you're actually trying to get, because obviously, you don't want to spend any time going for a project that is not good. It's an interoperability protocol. This allows you to bridge assets across chains. So their goal is to have cross-chain composability and cross-chain functionality. So similar to what like a Rune is doing, but with much better tech, in my opinion, utilizing the benefits of LayerZero. Think about it like Polkadot, except instead of connecting parachains, this is connecting multiple EVM chains. So you can bridge from Avalanche to Phantom to Ethereum to all of these EVM chains on LayerZero, but you're not using a middle network to relay messages. You're actually using this technology which incorporates the relayer and the oracle to point smart contracts towards chain A and chain B. And this architecture is very smart because it makes the network more secure and more composable, which is one of the major prerequisites for interoperability, or at least successful interoperability. Because to this date, we haven't really seen it, but we are going to see it next cycle. It wasn't really pertinent last cycle because there wasn't that many users. So the need for cross-chain swapping and the need to have infrastructure that can host millions of users wasn't really there because most people were just degening and the user numbers weren't massive. But as crypto grows and gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and institutions come in and people need to bridge assets and people want to have assets on multiple chains, these type of products are so important. So these are the steps you need to take. The first step is to look at Stargate Finance. You guys probably have heard of Stargate Finance. That was the first project to launch on LayerZero. And since it's the first project to launch on LayerZero, and since it has very similar big backers like Alameda Research, etc., it does make sense to me, if there is a LayerZero airdrop, that Stargate Finance will be one of the prerequisite functionalities of this airdrop. What this means I would personally do is buy Stargate on an exchange. It can be Binance, it can be a DEX, wherever Stargate's listed, buy it, bridge it to your wallet, go to stargate.finance/stake. This is their staking pool, and actually stake your tokens. Now, you don't need to do this with a lot of money. You can literally do this with $5 or $10. I'm not saying to invest thousands. Of course, you can if you want. And to be completely honest with you guys, I kind of like Stargate, and I am putting thousands in because I do really like the project, but that's on a separate note. If your goal is just to get the airdrop, then all you need to do is put in, let's say $5 to $10 to buy Stargate on an exchange, go to Stargate Finance and stake it. Now, what you need to do once you've staked it is this is giving you governance voting rights because it's a DAO. It's a decentralized autonomous organization, meaning the stakers of the Stargate tokens have control over what the protocol votes. So if they want to make a change to how they distribute profits, then you vote on it. If they want to make a change based on how the bridging works on the platform with the Stargate tokens, you vote on it. Basically, it gives you voting rights. So what you want to do is you want to check in on this every single week, and you want to vote on any proposals. Think about it from LayerZero's perspective. If you have active voters on your network that are actively participating in their DAO, they are so much more likely to reward those users that are actively voting than users that just bought Stargate. Because buying Stargate is very easy. This is like a barrier to entry. You have to think about it as a filter. They want to filter out the people that are just putting in 5 minutes work for an airdrop, and they want to favor the people that are using the network more. The way they do this is they will look at people that are actively participating in the ecosystem. Voting on Stargate Finance is one of them. Become a DAO voter. That is one of the major tips that I can give you to get this airdrop. Number 2, if you want an airdrop, I highly recommend interacting with other projects building on LayerZero. You have Rage Trade, you have Angle Protocol, you have Mugen Finance, Radiant Capital. These are just 4 that are building on LayerZero. However, there are many more, and we can see that the ecosystem is roughly 20 projects right now. It's actually up to like 30 to 40 projects, but these are the main ones on LayerZero. Now, not all of these projects are live. In fact, only like 5 of them are live. So if you do want to get an airdrop, the options are slightly less. And that's why I did list them in my thread: Rage Trade, Angle Protocol, Mugen Finance, and Radiant Capital. Now, what you want to do is you want to pick some of these projects. I listed the ones I'm picking here, and you want to use a small amount of money. And by small, I mean $5 to $10. This doesn't take a fortune. Deposit into some of their vaults. Just deposit a few dollars into some of their vaults. Trade on their dexes. So if there's a money market or a dex, just trade on it. Borrow and lend it. Stake $5 worth of Stargate. And then borrow $5 worth of Radiant. Just do a little bit of swapping. Just get active, right? Using these applications. Now, I don't think this is the most important step out of the 4 steps today, but it's probably one of those extra steps that if you want to go that additional mile and make money, or potentially try to get an airdrop, you do want to just have a little bit of a go at depositing in the vaults, trading on the dexes, swapping some of the assets here. As long as you're using the ecosystem, that's what LayerZero wants. Remember, LayerZero wants you to genuinely interact with LayerZero. One way to do that is by using some of these protocols. This is the third one, and this is, I think, an absolute necessary step. If you want to get a LayerZero airdrop, you have to use the Aptos bridge, because this is the bridge that they just launched that is powered by a LayerZero. This bridge allows you to move funds from Aptos, the chain that's just launched, to Ethereum, Arbitrum, Optimism, Avalanche, Polygon, and BSC, and soon probably all EVM or most of the major EVM compatible networks. Now, currently you can only move stablecoins, but the easiest thing to do would literally be get $10 worth of stablecoins, go onto the bridge, and just bridge some between Aptos and Ethereum, Optimism and Avalanche, Polygon, BSC. Just bridge across. Just do a couple bridges, done. Just use the Aptos bridge, because this is one piece of infrastructure they're really pushing, and this just launched 2 days ago. So usually when airdrops happen, they want to incentivize new tech. They want to get people using new products. This is one of the new products that I think might be required if there's an airdrop. So this is very important, this Aptos bridge. And then just to be safe, I would interact with it 3 times a month. Obviously, just doing it once, probably not going to put you in the best position to get an airdrop. Doing multiple repeat actions, that puts you in a great position to get an airdrop. So I'd interact with it like 3 times per month. I'd transfer stablecoins back and forth. I'd probably do it with over $10, just because there is a chance that they filter it, because obviously they don't want bots trading, right? So sometimes, the bots might do 5-cent transactions. They might say $10 transactions minimum. That's why I use more money. I always like to be on the safe side. Because I have stablecoins anyway, I really don't mind transferring $500 between the bridges here, because I still have my $500. I'm not spending it. I'm just transferring it from Ethereum to Aptos. So I'm paying like $1 in fees. So I guess the more money you can use, the better. But I'd say the minimum is probably around $10, just to kind of filter out some of, I don't know, in case they have like a bot filter or something. The fourth thing to do is use the USDC LayerZero bridge. So there is a USDC bridge that they just launched, which is compatible only on testnet right now. But if you go to the USDC bridge, you can see that you can transfer from Ethereum Gurley testnet to Fuji on Avalanche, which is Avalanche's testnet, back from Avalanche back to Gurley. This is one of the latest bridges in partnership with Paxos, who issues Circle. So I would definitely, in tandem with using the Aptos bridge as step number 3, I would also do step number 4 at the same time. So every time you do a bridge on the main Aptos bridge, I would also do a bridge on the LayerZero USDC bridge, because this is also something that they may look into if they are giving away airdrops. And if they see you've been using the USDC bridge and the Aptos bridge, that puts you in a double advantage position versus just picking one of them. So I'm just going to use both to be safe and make sure to interact as much as possible. Just before we get into actually how you can do this, like scheduling all these steps, I just want to see how the thread is going. 182, 110. Remember, guys, if you like this tweet, retweet this tweet. It is the pinned tweet in my bio. Then I'm going to be giving away $100 to a couple people that randomly retweeted. I'll pick you. I'll DM you in 10 to 12 hours time. Probably my night time today, just to give the Europeans enough time to wake up that might see this video after it's live. But to the ones that are watching this video now, you're getting the alpha hot off the press, and you're getting my in-depth explanation. So yeah, keep retweeting, keep liking. It's the pinned tweet. And yeah, let's continue to get on with this LayerZero thread. So this is probably my biggest tip, and I can't stress this enough. The problem with airdrops is what people will do is they'll do these steps. So they'll follow this thread. And this is why watching this show right now is very important versus just reading the thread, because most people are just going to read this thread, right? 10% may do actions. 10% may go, okay, I'll use the bridge once. Okay, I'll deposit $10 once into one of these dexes. All right, cool. They may do that. But the thing is, consistent behavior is so much more important. basically the biggest tip I could give is coming up with a schedule for when you perform these actions. It takes 5 minutes worth of planning, and it literally can be the difference between making $7,000 like the Aptos people did and making nothing. What this means is get a calendar. I'm sure most of you have a calendar, but if you don't, get a Google Calendar. I personally use an app called Fantastical. It's on my iPhone. It is really, really great. It's a calendar like this. It has all my meetings. It has all my daily things. Like I literally schedule my days out by hours, and I have tasks. This is great because you can look on your calendar and you can tell every single day what you need to do. So you can wake up in the morning at 9 o'clock and you can say this. Okay, it's Monday, the 7th of November. Oh, today it's the day to bridge $10 from ETH to Aptos. So you wake up, you look at your calendar, you do it. It takes you 5 minutes, barely any time, right? Wednesday, you interact with 2 LayerZero projects. Easy. You go to the list of projects I gave you, you pick a couple, you deposit in the vault, you stake some tokens, done. Friday, you wake up 2 days later and there's a new proposal on Stargate. Okay, well, it's in your calendar to vote on the proposal. So what you want to do is you just want to go in, vote on the proposal, and that's easy. You've just completed 3 actions in a week to potentially qualify you for an airdrop, all because you planned it. And it's very easy to plan. Every Sunday night, and I do this with my week. This is a bigger tip than just the airdrops, but it applies to the airdrops. Every single Sunday night, I plan my week. 9 p.m. before I go to bed on a Sunday night, I usually go to bed at 11 p.m. I'll sit at my desk and I'll go, okay, I have a big week. I'll go into my calendar. I'll write down all the major events, all my goals, everything I want to get done, and I'll put it into my Fantastical app or my Google Calendar if you have Google Calendar. You can do the exact same thing for airdrops. On a Sunday night, look at some of the projects that are launching on LayerZero. It literally will take you 5 minutes, guys. Look at if Stargate has any upcoming proposals. If they don't, then just do a couple of the basic steps. Use the 2 bridges and start scheduling this into your calendar. And then you can wake up every morning and look at your calendar and go, okay, today I'm going to spend 5 minutes doing this. Now, the beauty of this is this doesn't just apply to LayerZero. You can do multiple airdrops at once, and you can have an airdrop farming time of your day where you just farm airdrops. This can only be 10 minutes of your day. This stuff takes so little time, literally from 10 a.m. to 10:15. That can be your airdrop farming time. And you go and you do LayerZero, you go through the other ones I gave you, ZK Sync, Starknet, Quai, Sui, and you allocate 15 minutes or maybe 20 minutes a day to doing 3 or 4 airdrops, and you do actions for each one. I guarantee if you do that every single day, you are going to hit 1 airdrop. It's almost impossible you won't hit 1 airdrop if you consistently go for all of them. That is the thing, right? So keep your eye on the upcoming projects, but also be diligent with how you plan your calendar. It is so important. I want to give a quick shout out to Airdrops Adventure for giving me some of the parts of the original method. He gave me step 1. It was a really cool tip. I also want to give a shout out to Olympio Crypto, who helped me with the idea for LayerZero. I wasn't going to do a LayerZero thread. I saw he did an explainer on it. It looked really cool. So I ended up executing my thread. So I want to shout out those 2 guys because, unlike some other people on Twitter that have been ripping off my thread, I actually like to give credit to people where I take inspiration. There's been so many copycats, guys. If you look just quickly, my thread yesterday absolutely blew up. But if you look up at Aptos Airdrop on Twitter and you scroll through, look, Thor did one with 4,000 likes. This billionaire guy literally copied my thread word for word, 1,200 likes. Everyone's doing this Aptos stuff now because they just saw how crazy my thread went. And I guess they all wanted a slice of the pie. But look, I'm not doing this for engagement. I genuinely just want to help you guys out with getting these airdrops because it is a hard market to make money. And I do believe that, especially if you have a small portfolio, airdrops are probably the way to go. Like NFT, whitelist, mint grinding, that was the way to go 6 months ago or a year ago. But the problem is the NFTs aren't that profitable now. And many times you actually lose money on the mints. The airdrops are good because you can literally spend $10 worth of gas fees to put yourself in a position to win $7,000. So you're not risking a $500 mint. You know what I mean? That's why airdrops right now are probably the best thing you can do. And that's why I do recommend the airdrops over the NFT whitelist grinding right now. And I genuinely want to help you guys make money. I want to help you guys make money in this market. Your support means a lot to me as well. So thank you guys for supporting the content. I hope you guys can actually make money with this. I'm going to be doing this airdrop grinding as well, just because it's a little bit of fun. It doesn't take that long. And if we can make free money, I don't see why we shouldn't make free money. And the Aptos one, by the way, I actually did share this on the show. I'm sorry to be that guy that's saying I told you so. But 2 weeks ago, I did a show on Aptos and I did actually run through one of these threads on how to get the airdrop. And if you had done the testnet, then you would have gotten the airdrop. So sorry to anyone that didn't get it, but we were talking about this. I don't want that to happen again. I don't want this Aptos situation to happen again where everyone misses out again. I want people to get the next ones. And that's why I'm telling you about LayerZero right now. So rewatch this video if you need to go through the steps, even listen to it in the half speed, and like the tweet, retweet the tweet. It's the pinned one in my bio, because you can potentially win $100. I'll be giving that to some lucky retweeters as well. Thank you guys for the support on that thread, on the last thread, and on this thread as well. Just quickly, I want to remind you guys the trading comp is live. I actually did open 2 trades. Let me see quickly if they hit. No, they didn't hit. So I have a trade, and I'll give this to you guys. I don't really mind. I have an open trade at, in fact, let me just show you guys on ByBit. I'm not a professional trader, by the way, but I am having a little bit of a go just to see, take my screen off, just to make sure I'm not exposing any 2-factor authentications or anything like that. Here we go. Just going to log in. I'll show you the trades I've got. I want to do this quickly. So yeah, I'm not a professional trader, but I did put in a couple longs in case we hit certain levels that I'm looking at. And the long is on Ethereum and Near protocol. This is just for the trading competition, by the way. Let's see if they actually load. My internet's really slow. Okay, I'm going to show you. Here we go. I've got a Near long at 2.764. That's on support. I've got an ETH long at 12.65. The logic behind these trades is I'm trying to catch support. They may not end up panning out. I do have a tight stop loss, 20% on each. This is for the trading comp, so it's small money. It's like $150 per trade because you only need $250 in the trading comp. My ETH long does rely on Bitcoin, which is bouncing off support here. I think if we touch support again and get a bounce, then Ethereum will likely bounce as well. But Ethereum is slightly further off its lows here. So this is kind of where I'm expecting a bounce. So I just set in some orders there for a potential bounce. And then on Near protocol, I'm also trading the bounce, which is, that's why I set an order at this level. You can see we got rejected off this other key level. We've come down and we seem to be looking to gravitate towards that 2.765 level. I think we see a short-term bounce there. That's the reason why I opened my Near long, my ETH long. I've just got orders in at you guys can screenshot and take a look for yourself. 12.65, so we're $20 off on ETH, and we're still 2% off on Near as well. If they hit, I think that could be a decent place to open a trade. So remember, if you want to take part in the trading comp, you need to sign up for a Banter ByBit account. You can do so using the link in the description for ByBit or BitGet. BitGet has a $55,000 prize pool as well. ByBit's $100,000. After you've signed up using our referral link, then you scroll to the top of the description and you can register for the ByBit comp or the BitGet comp and open a trade on any of those exchanges. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I will see you in the next video, which is actually going to be, because Tricky, we do a DJ's Den on Sunday, but he is at a birthday dinner. So the next stream from me might actually be on Monday. I will try and do a video on Sunday, but if not, I'll see you guys on Monday. All right. You can catch up with me on Twitter though, because I'm, as you guys know, very, very active on Twitter. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.